Welcome to JD Ringside. Things are heating up rather nicely, aren't they? The press conference is done. Johnny, the talking is over.
You can tell one of these two are going to try and get the final word in at the weigh-in. That's going to be interesting.
Well, I'm delighted to say we're joined by a man who's thrown a few verbals at his opponents in his time, Paulie Malignaggi.
Yeah, and something more expected from these guys as well.
Well, I can tell you've got fight fever. What's your thought on this?
You know, it's always interesting and always exciting to be on these shores, and especially with a all-British rivalry. I'll say that, you know, that you can feel the tension in the air, even in the excitement in the air with the fans, the fanfare, and obviously everybody being here and whatnot. I think it's hard to make a prediction. I mean, everybody's always staying on me about not making a clear prediction. I think Haye is very dangerous early, as we were talking about in the first fight as well. I just feel like David is also more mentally and physically prepared. We'll see.
We'll come to that a bit later on. Right, let's take a look back at the press conference then.
Well, on our side, we've been pretty cool, calm and collected, apart from my little rant the other day. We've been pretty cool, calm and collected. And on Tony's side, it's been a little bit more like it was before. It has been a repeat. They have called names, called me Maz, called me Will from the Inbetweeners. I mean.
Thanks for that, Phil.
Dave Colwell, who I thought liked me, he even called me an embarrassing dweeb. A feisty one you are, Dave.
Don't worry about me. I'm just Penfold. Don't worry about that.
And you know, it's all done to get under David's skin, and it hasn't worked this time.
Sorry, everyone.
Hello, lad.
Sorry.
Yes.
Will. Right, big man. How's it going? You all right? Yeah. You forgot your briefcase. There you go. There you go. Put your glasses on, bless you. Is this the one? Is
Hello,
that
lad.
one?
That's him.
Hey. He's a mate of mine.
Pick on someone your own size.
He's a mate of mine, all right? He's a little fella.
I don't want no trouble with you.
A bit of respect, okay?
Okie doke, son.
If you want to pick on someone your own size, by all means, stand up.
Mate, you look too big for me, mate. You take that wig somewhere else, lad. Jesus Christ.
Good lad, good lad. Right, best of luck. Sorry, Will, I'll see you later. Thanks for the tickets, mate. Sorry, everyone, sorry.
See you after. Jesus Christ. We've done it once already. We've done it once already, mate. I've beat you already. I've won, David. No matter what happens on Saturday, I've won. I have won, mate.
I'll beg to differ after the fight.
No, trust me. No matter what happens on Saturday, I've won. You was always expected to be here. You was always expected to be the man who's earning this, doing that, the big shot. I was just always the mouthy scouser who couldn't do anything. I've won, mate.
Okay, you've won, I've lost.
I've won, I know.
There you go. Can you stop talking now?
Thank you. He's fantastic, isn't he?
You're right, I'm wrong.
Conversation still. Look in his eyes, final message.
Good luck, Saturday. Good luck. It's going to be fun.
Take the mask off.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy me 15 minutes again.
No, it's going to be longer than 15 minutes.
No, you said to me last time, enjoy me 15 minutes of fame.
This time I'm saying enjoy the whole fight.
So is it 30 minutes?
Enjoy the 36 minutes we're going to have.
36. You've just told me you're going to stop me, so how's it going to go 36 minutes?
So we'll see. Here we go.
Push your face on me. Push your face on me. Stand back there, I'm all right, I'm all good. You can't push his face on me.
The one thing I can promise on Saturday night is I will fight to the very, very end.
It's a big round of applause from everybody for the In-Betweeners stunt. Just tell me, who came up with it and how
He must have turned up on his own. I don't know what happened. I had nothing to do with that. He must have turned up. He must have saw it somewhere and came down.
Nothing will stop me. No sore toes, no sore hamstrings, no sore Achilles, no broken hands, no smashed up nose. Nothing. I will fight, and that is scary, but that's the part I actually like.
So things getting a little bit feisty. There was a push at the end. Paulie, who started it?
I don't know. Depends what we're being exchanged first. I think with Tony, it's one of two things. You know, I think he's either edging too much, and he's almost like, you know, he's almost too excited, and he got the push in, or he wants David, he's playing the mind games and he wants David to think he's too excited, but he's really not. It was all really part of the master plan, which wouldn't surprise you when it comes to Tony Bellew, so I'm not sure.
Absolutely. It was a press conference, Johnny, that kind of had it all, didn't it? It had entertainment. We even had an appearance from Jay from the In-Betweeners. That was brilliant.
Everybody was shocked when this guy walked in making noise, thinking, who is this guy? And then when he turned around, I thought, yes. So he did get a chuckle, even from Tony, and Tony was being really serious, even from David's team, even from David's sidekick that was getting a bit of a verbal beating as well. So it was interesting, but it did make me chuckle as well. They both look pretty trim at the weigh-in. Are you expecting any surprises?
As far as the weight's concerned, I think they've probably prepared very well for this fight, if not even better than the first fight. I'll tell you, I was in camp with David in the first fight. You know, I was in Miami with him, and he didn't train very hard. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to say it because he probably doesn't want to make the excuses, but I'll tell you, I was there. He wasn't training very hard.
Just grassed him up.
So I'm not sure. I think this time around, just based on the way he looks physically, I say, okay, he actually put some work in. I think there's no doubt about it that Tony put work in. I think that's just part of his character, part of his mental makeup. He's always prepared, and he's a disciplined guy. So we'll see.
Well, Andy Scott and Spencer Fearon have been looking at the keys to victory for both men. Today, though, it's all eyes on Tony Bellew.
The Bomber surprised everybody with his tactics in the first fight. Spencer, you've identified 3 things Tony has to do this time round to win. Number 1, box on the outside.
Definitely box on the outside, because you don't want to be too engaging with a power puncher like David Haye. So what he's going to have to do is, as he's jabbing, as David Haye lowered guard, as David Haye throws his jab, he's got to throw his jab to David Haye's shoulder, right, to lower it down. Then he can throw his right hand, but then he's got to keep on out here, got box on the outside, nice and loose, picking the shots, nice and loose, picking the shots, and waiting to detonate a big right hand.
Number 2, set traps.
Set traps by engaging with David Haye at certain times, but from the setting traps from the center of the ring, as he backs off, he's got to, and then he's got to be back in so he can throw from the right uppercut, come back with his left hook. Once set the traps, and then he does a beautiful thing now, like what he does now, he does a lot of rolling out. So he'll roll out, create the distance, come out with the left hook, roll out, come out with the right hand, and then he's back on it.
Number 3, create distance.
Create distance with feinting. You see with Tony Bellew, he's quick twitch fibered for a guy that's a little bit roly-poly now as a heavyweight. But no, it's the truth though. But now he's cut, he's in condition. You saw him yesterday. So he's got to be able to create distance. How he's going to create distance? He's got to be with his jab, but also with his jab, but he's got to be able to feint David Haye. So as he's there, when David Haye, as soon as he sees a movement from David Haye, feint, double jab, feint him so he can draw something from David and then come back. Because as we see with David Haye from here, as he feints him, David Haye's going to try and react to throw something. So you've got to try and block a shot, come back with a shot, come back with a shot.
OK, well, the clock is ticking. Repeat or revenge? We'll wait and see.
Well, guys, we've asked the fans to give us their views on what they think Tony Bellew needs to do to ensure victory on Saturday night again. And this is what David Rogan has to say. He says, Bellew will come forward a lot more. You'll take confidence in the fact that Haye hit him and didn't hurt him. What do you make of that, Paulie?
Gotta disagree. I gotta disagree.
Why?
I think he realizes David probably is more mentally and physically ready for this fight. No matter what he says on the podium, I think in his mind, Tony's not stupid, and he realizes, you know what, this guy probably is more prepared this time around, which makes David more dangerous. He's not just going to be throwing the big bomb to land it. He's going to be looking to set up the big bomb. So if you're just walking straight at him, coming to him, it's not the way to go about it. I think Tony is going to take a cautious approach, try to be smart. I think even in the first fight, he was cautious early on. It was just he made David miss those big bombs, and then he was countering him very well. I think this time around, David's going to be looking to set up those big bombs, so Tony needs to be leery of that, not fight stupid, which is, you know, if you're coming forward recklessly against a guy who punches like Haye, you probably can get yourself caught with something. I don't agree with he didn't respect David's power. I don't think David caught him with a shot that could really get that respect, and I think David has know-how to set that up this time around. So Tony knows that. He'll be more careful.
So in a nutshell, Paulie disagrees. Right, moving on. Fahid Ahmed says, if it goes into the later rounds, Bellew could win. Haye looks in great shape, but age could catch up with him. Bellew on points, he's saying.
You know what, I think if it goes to the distance, I say Bellew on points. I think at this stage in both fighters' careers, I think Bellew is a better technical fighter at this stage. At this stage, I think Haye's the more explosive fighter. So Bellew the boxer, Haye the fighter. So if it's inside the distance, I think that's because David hits him and hurts him and catches him. I think the problem's been that David's never had to really push himself with any opponent for the past 7 years. Now, all of a sudden, he's had a reality check and thought, I have to respect this man because this man, he beat me the last time.
All right, OK, well, on Friday, Andy and Spencer will be back to take a look at David Haye's potential tactics, so don't miss that. But coming up after the break, we focus on one of British boxing's rising stars as he looks to light up London on Saturday nights.
Joshua Buatsi. Some menace and purpose from Joshua Buatsi. Body shot again from Buatsi. Wonderful punch there. It's an onslaught. As we might have expected, having watched him in Rio. Are we on the beginning of a mesmerising journey?
Ain't no stopping this.
My all-time favourite fighter is Riddick Big Daddy Bo. I idolised him as a kid, so absolutely fine. Very rare and strange that people would think that, because a lot of people listening to this won't know him, but look him up. The best inside big guy fighter that's ever lived, in my opinion. Klitschko and AJ is probably one of the best I've ever seen live, or Matt Skelton, Martin Rogan, and it's a big difference, but mate, if you'd have been there and watched it, you'd understand what I'm talking about. Mike Tyson v Muhammad Ali. I'd love to get absolutely punched all over the place by Evander Holyfield at cruiserweight. I'd have no chance of beating him, but I'd just love to have a go. I'd just love to compete with him. Probably have to say on longevity and titles and defences and who he beat, I'd probably have to side with Sugar Ray Robinson. A man way ahead of his time. If Sugar Ray Robinson had the facilities and the science that they have of today's sport, he'd probably bounce every single fighter all over the ring.
Welcome back to JD Ringside. Tony Bellew there, Johnny. A bit of a boxing anorak.
He's a lot of a boxing anorak. He watches every fighter. I'm sure he's a fan of Joshua Buatsi, but he's one of many you've got to keep an eye on Saturday night.
He's one of British boxing's rising stars, and Saturday night is the next chapter in his professional journey. Joshua Buatsi is of every bit the real deal in his first 5 fights.
Return to the big tone death. You don't really want it with me, that's stress. Hook with the right, jab with the left. Trust me, you don't want war with the chef. Let's cool down, take time, all blessed. Took a little time out, took a little rest. Gonna move from the southeast to the southwest. Gonna make moves this year, progress. My team's got some serious doubts. I'll spin a man's head if they try test.
You strike me as a fighter that boxes at his natural weight, so you're not cutting too much on fight week. Is that fair enough? You're a natural light heavyweight?
Yeah, so like right now I'm near the weight already, and we're like what 2 days away from weighing. So it's all right, man. Yeah. So tonight I'll go to the gym, break a little sweat again, and then I'll be able to eat leading up to the weighing, and then after the weighing everything will be normal.
Are you an overthinker, an underthinker? Are you constantly thinking about the fight, or can you switch off and you know when you can sort of switch back on as it is?
Nah, I'm always thinking about it. Oh, yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. In the car here I was thinking about it. I think about it and I'll exhaust the situation as much as I can. But then when it's fight day, everything goes calm and I'm laughing constantly. And then hours before you switch on and then you know what you have to do.
Joshua Buatsi looking phenomenal, isn't he? He's got speed, he's got timing, he's class.
I love everything I see about Joshua Buatsi.
Please welcome from Croydon, Joshua Buatsi.
Are you prepared to sort of fast track your pros a little bit more because of their GB setup is so strong?
Again, it's there's always this perception that I choose the fights. I say who fights who and who's allowed to fight who.
You're
total
to blame,
rubbish.
yeah.
Total rubbish. Once the fighter and a trainer tells me that they want a certain level of fight, it gets made.
I wouldn't want him fast tracked, to be fair. He's only 25, he's a light heavyweight as well, so he's got a long way to go yet. I'd want him to learn everything first, go the right routes and that, and then when it's time for him to jump up, he's ready for it. He's ready to win the fight as well, not just turn up.
I feel like when he does step up, he'll be 100% ready rather than 90% ready, which could be the difference.
How good do you think he can be?
He can be one of the best out there, if not the best, I think.
You don't strike me as a trash talker.
Nah, I wouldn't allow myself to be disrespected, but in the same time, I wouldn't go out there insulting people. It's not. I'm cool, man. It's boxing. It's boxing.
At the same time, though, you've got to have that confidence, I suppose, that you are the best light heavyweight in Britain, that you can be the best light heavyweight in the world.
100%. Like, it's something that I'm chasing, and this is not a confession. It's a statement. I'm not there yet. 100%. I'm not there yet. Someone's robbed my trousers, you know. My top.
What do you want to achieve on Saturday night?
This guy's an experienced guy. He's done the World Series in 2011. At that time, I was boxing for a year as a junior, so once I step in the ropes, those things don't come into mind. It's just me and the guy across the ring, so it's fight night in 2 days' time, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we're really looking forward to the development of Joshua Buatsi, and what about this for a matchup? A terrific fight here between John Ryder and Jamie Cox at super middleweight. John, let's start with you. It's one the whole trade is really buzzing about.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's a great fight. I've followed Jamie's career from when he won the Commonwealth Games. He's got a good amateur background, and it makes for a great fight.
Do you think it's one of those clashes that could steal the show on this huge card?
Yeah, I heard a lot of talk about it myself, people talking about the fight. I'll win.
No doubts?
No doubts.
Is it a must-win fight for you? You had that terrific win last time out, but on the big stage now, have you got to deliver?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know where Jamie's at, but for me, there is no rebuilding now. It's now or never, and I've got to grab the bull by the horns.
Bit of nastiness when David and Tony met, of course, the top of the bill. Sure, we'll get some respect between these two gentlemen. Good stuff. Good luck, John. Good luck, Jamie. Great fight.
Ryder and Cox there with Adam Smith. Many in the trade excited about this one, Paulie.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, it's a great crossroads matchup between these two. You know, you've had Cox, who's come up short at the world level, and he's trying to show that that was just a one-off. You know, he's actually capable of competing at that level after coming up short against Groves, and he's really excited to get back to that level, but he's got to prove it against a guy like Ryder. He's got to prove it at this level. He's got to prove that he's so far above this level that world level is the only place that he'll be tested at. The thing with Ryder is, I think everybody in the British public, especially that have seen more of him, will probably say that he's got world-class skills. He's shown world-class talent, but it's been in spots. It hasn't been consistent enough yet. You know, in times you watch this guy and you're like, oh wow, this guy's somebody to watch. And then in other times you're like, what is he doing? Is that the same guy? So I think he's got to get busier for one, especially during his time in the ring and then when he during these rounds. But it's a great crossroads matchup, and I think both guys have a lot to prove, and both guys really a lot on the line for them.
A real chance as well, Johnny, for Paul Butler to regain his IBF super bantamweight title when he takes on Emmanuel Rodriguez.
This might be fight of the night, because we may see a different side to Rodriguez having to fight here in the UK. Number one, Butler knows he's got a tough ask, so he's going to make sure he gets everything in place. It is a tough ask, it's going to be a tough fight, but I think it's going to be very exciting.
I mentioned about one of the rising stars is, of course, Joshua Buatsi. What have you made of him so far?
Well, I think Buatsi's a guy who has probably been impressing the British public a lot, you know, ex-Olympian. I saw him on the Okoli undercard, and he really impressed me. I hear a lot about this guy, so I look forward to seeing more of his progress.
Well, one man who cannot wait for the action to get started is, of course, Joshua Buatsi's mentor, Anthony Joshua.
This guy, you know what, I caught up with him. He had an opinion on Saturday night's fight. David Haye, Tony Bellew, how do you see the fight panning out?
Well, some people say it was fluke, but I got Tony Bellew winning that. He's a fighter at heart as well. He's not about like just being a businessman. He wants to fight. He moved up to heavyweight, and in one of his first heavyweight fights, he took on David Haye, a great contender. He got the job done, and I think that, you know, a man that does it once can definitely do it again.
David Haye's ideal world, he won. Of course, the name he's going to shout out is you. Is that something you consider?
Yeah, he can get this work as well. It's no problem. Like, I've been defending my title repeatedly, time and time again for the last 2 years. And if you look at the people that we've been fighting, there's no fear to fight anyone. If David Haye, Wilder, or anyone's serious, then they'll take the fight.
So the fight itself, it's a distance job or points?
No, this one is going to be a knockout, I think. When you first fight someone, you're a bit cagey, do you know what I mean? But this one, when you go in there again, knowing that I rumbled with this man before I took his risk, I think they're going to be willing to risk some big punches.
For sure. Hope to see you on the night.
I'll be there for sure. I'll be there.
So AJ very much siding with Bellew there. Paulie, we'll save your full prediction for over the next couple of days so you can rest easy and continue to sit on the fence, as I know you have done so far.
Doing that.
But what type of fight are you expecting on Saturday?
I expect a very tactical fight. I think both guys, having seen one another already, I think David is probably going to come out with a bit more tactical of a game plan. He's going to come out with an actual game plan. I don't think he had a game plan in the first fight. I don't think Tony will have a game plan as well, and I think it'll probably take a few rounds to kind of open up.
Well, for the fighters, it is just the weigh-in to go. Then on Saturday night, it is all systems go. Coverage gets underway from 6 p.m. on Sky Sports Box Office. Sky customers should go to channel 491 or Box Office to book this event. For more information on all the ways to watch, go to skysports.com/Bellew Haye 2. Cable customers should contact their operator. Well, that's it from us today. Paulie, thank you very much for joining us. We look forward to more of your opinions tomorrow.
Yeah, the press conference is finally over. It's done and dusted, and both teams have given the media some comedy moments along the way.
Yeah, there's been plenty of memorable, rousing pre-fight speeches over the years, but let's face it, there's also been some we'd rather forget.
Wow! I feel good. The person who said history always repeats itself was wrong.
Fake news. Stop talking, Eddie. We can smell the silver spoon on your breath.
There's only one thing I can smell on your breath, and that's last night's activities.
It doesn't always repeat itself.
Bonjour, merci beaucoup. I should say that at the end, right?
Ik ben Tyson Fury, the sexy meister from Great Britain.
Two things might repeat themselves. You lot screaming and shouting, and Tony Bellew playing games.
How's this suit look? It's a cragger.
I'm about to put this Haitian on permanent vacation.
I've got some terrible news for you.
You know what? This time David's gonna win.
You barge her out the way. Apples and pears, you know. It's not the Eddie Hearn show. Don't worry about me. But for the look on your face, for God's sake, man, you've got a hairband on.
Thank you, George.
Does that look like a fighter's body?
If you want to get in my head, you can get in my head, man. But be careful what you might find in there, boy. Just an empty space.
Play your little games, all shout at me, well that's good. You're wrong guys, and Saturday night you'll see.
Sky Sports, feel it all.